Hello, my name is Fizzing Bob and welcome to my channel. In today's episode we are back on the Avotopia server to take a look around my base. As we left the last episode we were looking around the villager trading hall, and in today's episode we will be looking at the different types of crops grown on the farm. So if you like this video then please press that like button, and if you want to support the channel then press that subscribe button, and if you want to be notified every time I release a new video then press that notification button. So let's take a look at the first farm. This is the first farm that we actually built on Avotopia. And what it is that we have the 4 different types of crops in a 4 square 9 by 9 area on 2 levels. So let's get rid of this zombie before we go any further. Bye, Mr. Zombie. You are the weakest link. Okay, so what we've got here is the combination, this set up for the wheat in this direction over here, and we've got our potato farm over here. And if we go to the second level, next level, we've got the wheat on this, the 4 squares of wheat, and the potatoes on that side as well. And in the middle of each square is a block of water, which then feeds the soil, which grows the wheat, grows the harvest on the crop on there effectively. So we go to this side, what we've got is the same arrangement on 2 levels, so beetroot on this side and carrots on this side. And of course carrots are a good source of vitamin A. Excellent, good advice, thank you Bob. So what we do here is, after we've harvested it manually by breaking them up as you do manually, if there's anything left over that we don't need, we then place into this chest. So you stick some seeds in there, and those seeds go through the hopper into the composter and produces the bone meal. Very handy to have, and then you can use the bone meal to grow crops or to grow trees or anything else that the bone meal is good to use. So that is the 4 crops grown into this area here. We use cobblestone purely on the basis that that was the only, because it was the first one of the first things we built on the base. Cobblestone was quite a plenty, so it was a natural resource to actually use. So in here we built this after we got established, and we placed items like, okay, the hose are there, and we've got the carrots, more carrots, beetroot. I think we've got seeds somewhere around here as well. It's looking a bit empty. There's the seeds there, that's the beetroot, yeah. And you've got the potatoes, and then over here we've got the wheat as well. So that's the basic setup for the food area here. So this building here, let's take a quick look at this. This was originally used for the villager breeder, but for some reason I got it to work on the single player world, but on this server I was unable to actually get it to work. So this was an Mantis design, where we had this was covered in crops, and we had beds in the corner with a composter as well, so I had a workstation. But this was, because it didn't work, we just basically changed it round just as an area. I like the shape. We was going to use it as a build, but ended up not using it because it's too far. Yeah, we outgrew this area quite quickly. But it's a nice little viewing area of the crops, and as you can see, we got when we go into the access of the areas, we've got these roofed areas, which is a nice touch to that system. I use on the Avotopia, I use the same sort of thing at the moment on Avotopia. On Mundicraft I use something similar, but instead of doing it manually, I use I've got a reservoir of water which I drop, and then it washes the area, releases the crops, and it's a lot quicker to harvest them off the floor and then replant, obviously. So let's go on to the next crop that we've got grown on Avotopia. And that is the sugarcane farm. Now the sugarcane farm is good for producing sugar and paper, and obviously being this close to the villager farm, we use the paper to sell to the villagers, which give us emeralds, then we can actually buy the trades. So in here all I've done is I've got a standard sugarcane crop where the water is underneath water sources are actually underneath these birch planks, and then they're all in a row. So we've got the sugarcane needs at least one source block of water to one side. So this source blocks supplies water to this block and that cane and that cane, and then we then have two sugar canes in the middle here, and then feed them to make the most efficient way of actually growing the crops. So what I did after that, after I built that, I thought it looks a bit plain, so all I did was then use the cobblestone wall and also the dark oak fence post to make it look like it's like a vineyard sort of thing, and hide also the sugar cane. So we've got the vines as well growing along the side to hide it, to distort the fact that there are sugar cane growing in here, and then we used this lattice sort of effect going across, and then we hung the lanterns from it to give us the light required to light up the area. So this gives us enough, quite a bit of sugar cane, has been a good source of it to supply us with the paper that's required for buying emeralds. And of course when we harvest it, we're only taking the, being 3 blocks, we take out the second and third block only and allowing the first block there, so it saves us from replanting the block as well. So let's go over to here. Out of interest, I wanted to do a automated design of the sugarcane. So here what we have is an observer which monitors the growth of the sugarcane, and as soon as the sugarcane grows that third block, then what happens is that it triggers the observer, which then activates the piston on the second block line, and then we get a drop of 2 sugarcanes per line of sugarcane. Yeah. And that falls into the hoppers, which then feeds into the chest. Here. So this is a nice little building, and this is the lower end of the building. And if we go over to the side here, we utilise the this area and actually grew the bamboo as well. So here what happens is exactly the same as sugarcane, but instead of being 3 high, we go up to 16 to get the most drops possible. So as soon as that bamboo reaches the observer, these pistons here, again 1 block above the ground, will be activated, and they actually drop all the sugar cane, bamboo cane even, down into the hoppers, and they then end up into here, and we can then use these bamboo for feeding furnaces, which is not a great way of doing it, but if you've got enough being fed into the furnaces, then it's worthwhile. Or we can actually turn it into sticks as well. So that is the automated side. Definitely think that the manual method of growing sugarcane is better and quicker. You get if I wanted sugarcane, I do produce a lot more from that method over in that corner over there than I do from here. So I'd say generally don't use that one unless you do it on a larger scale. But again, more pistons, more observers has an effect on how the server is run and can slow it down. So I don't careful of my other neighbours and try to reduce lag. So the other one is a berry farm that I've got here, and what I found when I initially planted them was that in here, I found them around the house, and I thought, ow, every time I went to take a cutting, I would walk into it and find myself hitting damage. So pick up some food, recover from that. Oh, there you go, and see there's the berries there. Yeah, there we go, just got it. So what I did was then grew them in a line, stuck a slab over them, and it stops me from actually walking into it now. So I can actually just go along, and it picks it up. In there, pick them up. Oh, where's that? There we go. Yeah, and pick them up without actually sustaining any damage to my health. There we go. Boom, and it's yeah, and that's how I get my berries, red berries. This is also a good deterrent though. If you use them around your house, it stops mobs from getting too close. Effectively, if you put them in the right place, you can then add them in to stop the mobs getting in. So what's next then? Okay, so the next one we will look at is the if we come down here, we have the cocoa beans as well. So these cocoa beans obviously only grow on jungle logs, so I've basically stripped them and jungle logs down, planted the cocoa beans and given it this sort of look. Just purely done it to as more of aesthetics. What we do now is we can go around and can knock the cocoa beans off. They fall onto the floor, and you can see there's carpet, and below the carpet are hoppers, which then feed into here, and then we can actually pick up the seeds, replant the seeds for next time round, and then harvest them that way. Again, this is again, the more you have, the more you actually get out to the system. They're good for producing brown colour when you dyes and all that sort of stuff, and it's definitely worth doing it. The only thing I would do differently here would be to have more space between each log, because as you can see here, it's not always smooth riding going through between them. But it's more of a manual farm, but the collection system is automatic and goes into, as I say, into here at the bottom. Yeah, there we go. So that is the effectively all the farms that we have. Sugarcane farm, sorry, crop farms we have on the server. So if you've liked this video, please press that like button. If you would like to support this channel, then press the subscribe button. And also, if you want to be notified every time I release a new video, then ring that notification bell. And comments are always welcome. These comments give me the feedback that I need to use to improve my content, so that I'm reaching you guys and giving you what you want. So if you let me know what you think of this video. And remember that Minecraft soothes even the savage beast. So from me, Fizzing Bob, take care and goodbye.